What's good, YouTube? Ghost Archives back in the building, fresh off of PgLang, and I really appreciate everybody who's been liking, commenting, subscribing, everyone who's entered into the giveaway. Like I said, I'm fresh off of PgLang, and I think it's the perfect time to get into some more videos because I love the community. I love everybody who's commenting. I love everybody who keeps coming back and watching these videos. And last video we got into, why did Lil Wayne sell Drake's masters in 2018? We kind of got to the whole consensus of that Lil Wayne needed to sell them because Birdman was stealing from him. So he sold Lil Wayne, Nicki Minaj's masters to UMG. A little bit of fuzziness happened. Drake may have felt a way towards Wayne, Lil Wayne about that, but he somehow garnered a deal with UMG to get his new masters for his newer albums and the ownership to his back albums, hopefully, that Lil Wayne sold. Now, he got that deal, the $500 million, $400 million deal. It's coming back around. The rumor is that he's up for a new deal, and UMG doesn't want to cut that big check for him because his stock has went down in the past year. The argument is that they knew that the stock was going to go down because they planned it with Kendrick Lamar to defame his character, and here we are. Not pay him what he's owed, or try to hold him out of a deal, or keep him in a 360 deal for the rest of his life, or whatever you got going on. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, Drake doesn't own his catalog. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't, in a way. UMG got him in a chokehold. I was going through the comments. Y'all made a lot of good points. Like, he didn't, he can't really drop without UMG's permission. That's why we had the 100 Gigs tape. And when he really wants to start promoting albums like that Party Next Door album, UMG's like, no, the fuck we not. That's not what we're not. That's exactly what we're not doing, Drake. So he's in a little bit of a, a rock and a hard place. But isn't a rock a hard place? Oh, like the rock and the floor. So you're stuck between a rock and the floor. Nah, I get it. I made the connection. All right. So today I want to talk about how Kendrick Lamar manipulated the music industry. And it looks like we're in route for a really, really big change. And I'm going to explain to you why I think so. So we got to look back into first. I'm going to keep this short. Just stay with me. So we got to look back into the rap group Kendrick Lamar comes from. Comes from a label called Top Dog Entertainment. They're based in LA, ran by Anthony Top Dog Fifth. Anthony Top Dog Fifth, let's just say he's a very reputable person where he's from in California, Los Angeles, Compton, wherever, I don't know. But, very reputable person. Started a record label, had people like J-Rock, whose first single was with Lil Wayne. Boom. Kendrick Lamar, Ab-Soul, Schoolboy Q, all these people, have a good reputation in California where they're from. Now, they created a group called Black Hippie, and they had a saying called high power. I thought it was interesting. Somebody had mentioned to me that high power and thug life are almost one and the same. Why is that? Well, at the end of a song called High Power, produced by J. Cole, shout out J. Cole, a song called High Power, produced by J. Cole, made by Kendrick Lamar. This song comes directly after Ab-Soul's outro on Section 80. Section 80 is an album about the generation Kendrick grew up in, the 80s babies. Now, High Power being the last song, they say he's saying basically high power, and someone related it to, because at the end of High Power, he keeps saying thug life. Thug life. They're saying that the movement, high power, and thug life are almost one and the same. Now we got to go over to Ab-Soul, because we talked about Ab-Soul's outro. Ab-Soul explained hip-hop in a way that I've been thinking about it since I've started this YouTube channel, and how I want to approach about talking about hip hop. Because I see a lot of people out here be talking shit about hip hop. And honestly, they don't know the first thing about hip hop. I'm not no fucking expert, but I've loved this shit since I could remember. So I'm going to sit here and talk how I talk because I know this shit like the back of my hand. I might look up some stuff about some new stuff, but most of what I'm saying comes off the top of my head. So Ab-Soul said hip hop is literally what the word is. Hip and hop. What's hip? What's being hip? Being in the know. And being in the know is being intelligent. Hop. What is hop? Jump, right? Makes you want to jump. Boom. What's jumping? A movement. You put those two things together, hip hop is actually a intelligent movement. So I don't want to hear nobody I don't want to hear no rippity rap ass. Oh, I'm escalating and I'm bepidating and I'm defibrillating. I don't want to hear that shit. All right. Hip hop is an intelligent movement. Okay. Let's take the saying high power. That's like embracing the third eye, embracing your spirituality. You know what I'm saying? That is staying woke, going against the system. You got to really get into what Ab-Soul's album Control System means. This is what Kendrick is talking about when he's saying, this is the man Kendrick is talking about when he's saying, I looked up to how he wrote his bars. I looked up. He would just be in there locked in. We were locked in the studio. He says this on the Heart Part 6. I am pretty fucking sure this is the time when Ab-Soul made Long-Term Mentality 2, and Control System. These albums, I don't care what else. Ab-Soul put out a great album this year. He put out a great album a few years ago. These albums are literally going to be cemented in history. And if you haven't heard them, stop this video right now and go listen to track 1 of Ab-Soul's Control System. And then go listen to track 2. Matter of fact, you might want to listen to track 2 first, then go listen to track 1, and then go listen to track 2. It's called track 2. It's not hard to miss. I promise you, you'll thank me later. Thank me in the comments. Anyway, boom. So we got, and that's actually the album that Black Lip Bastard is on. Boom. Black Hippie remix. Boom. Who's spitting on that song? K. Dot. Leave you breathing on evening news. Even when society break even, I break rules. What? That's honestly one of Kendrick's hardest verses. Y'all got to go listen to the fucking Black Lip Bastard. That's honestly one of Ab-Soul's hardest verses. Homie chose to go toe to toe. I had to break his leg like a cliche to rock a show. Is that over your head? Yeah, they stretching the truth like they choose to do yoga instead. Either that or they depressed eating yogurt in bed. Solar system. Grab a space shuttle or stay shuttle. Bro, what? Bro, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I just see this is just I get happy about hip hop. You know what I'm saying? We got Ab-Soul, we got Kendrick Lamar. We're going through the years. You got Section 80 is my generation is fucked up. Good Kid, Mad City is my city is fucked up. Damn is like, damn, the world is fucked up. Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers is like, damn, I'm fucked up. And GNX is like, y'all really got me fucked up. Y'all got me fucked up. So we're going to fast forward a little bit because between the point of Section 80 all the way up until Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, he was signed to Top Dog Entertainment. But in this time, Kendrick was able to release albums that were very, very monumental in hip-hop culture. Albums like Good Kid, Mad City, Section 80, To Pimp a Butterfly. Especially To Pimp a Butterfly. Then we got into the Damn era. Not saying that album wasn't important because it is one of his best albums. But the Damn era was a moment for Kendrick to actually indulge in the rap persona that he is while providing that perspective and that reflection of who he is. But he was able to flex a lot more in his rap persona. We get to, the 2020s. He's with Top Dog Entertainment. And then after Damn, he goes away. Well, kind of goes away. He did the Black Panther album, and then he went away. Maybe a feature here on Sir's album. Maybe a feature here on, I forget who else he featured on around that time. But it was a bit long period of time between Damn and Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. And this is what a lot of people were talking about, like, yo, where did Kendrick go? He's gone. Oh, it takes him 5 years to drop an album. And when we get Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, we really get an album that made us realize, or I had to realize, that Kendrick was really dealing with something. He was really dealing with a depression that he was talking about on To Pimp a Butterfly. And it was untreated. And now he's finally taking the steps to start healing. And that healing process, it's raw. It's literally, you got to be vulnerable and really break that barrier to be able to express yourself. And that's really what that album was. It was hard for people. Tyler, the Creator, explained it's hard for people to listen to that album because it makes them hold a mirror up to themselves. And they're like, I don't want to fucking look at it. You know what I'm saying? But for the people that can do that, it's building. It's actually constructive. It's the collective consciousness going, oh, okay, this is where people that are growing in age should start to head in their life. You know what I'm saying? And if you're, and I'm not saying you got to listen to what these people are saying, but if the music and the art resonate with you and the message is more on the positive side, then we have to take into account what the utility of this art is. I think it's very important to have utility to your art. If there's nothing to it, if there's no substance, if there's no use for it, then what are we going to do here? And I'm starting to see that with a lot of things that, marketing, a brand, music, videos. What is it? Tell me. You know what I'm saying? So he's in this era of, hey, I need to heal myself. And a lot of that album is referencing some dark stuff and how he doesn't fuck with the industry. You know what I'm saying? And how he sees the fakeness in the industry. That's what N95 is about. You know what I'm saying? Take off the mask, take off the foo-foo, take off the fake chain, take off the money watch, take off the, the jet and the high rise, take off the microwave memes. It's a real world outside. You know what I'm saying? Like he's like, okay, I need to figure out because this whole generation is starting to get fucked up. I really feel like that's what he's seen from Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. And he says it in Meet the Grams. You know what I'm saying? This is the reason I made Mr. Morale. So babies like you can cope later and give them some confidence to go through something. There's hope later. Like those lyrics alone are so deep. Just to reference Mr. Morale in a diss song like that, but reference Mr. Morale, like that part, I don't even feel like that was a diss. That was literally him giving hope to people, to girls, to women, giving hope for a change. Because the people that are going through this shit literally feel hopeless. They feel like it'll never change. The people that went through the Diddy shit, the people that went through the Weinstein shit, the Epstein shit, they were hopeless. There was no end to it. They didn't get to see the end of Epstein. There's a lot of people out there that are victims that didn't get to see the end of the horror story that they were living through. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's why Kendrick was so fucked up and why he was so removed. And that's why he gave you that energy like, I don't fuck with the industry. You know what I'm saying? I don't fuck with a lot of people. And that's why you don't see him collaborate with too many people. He keeps it very tight-knit. After he releases Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Actually, before he released Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, he put out an announcement that he's starting up his own label called PgLang. And if you look at the website, it's actually very interesting. I want to pull it up. But he announced that he's starting a company called PgLang. And he is going to be putting out Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers as his final album under Top Dog Entertainment. It was a double album. So if he had two more albums, maybe they were able to work something out to where, boom, here's Mr. Morale. It's a double album. I want to get on to the next part of my career, which is dope. And you see him, Top Dog, have a great relationship. Him and all of his old label mates have a great relationship. And it looks like they're still working together because Kendrick's going on tour with SZA. They're biggest artists now. So it's like two titans going on tour is about to be crazy. But so I'm looking at the PgLang website. So PgLang itself is a company, and I've seen this somewhere, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but PgLang stands for program and language. So I think that's very interesting. It's a very minimalist. If we talk about, I think we were talking about this video or maybe the last video, but I was talking about art and the aesthetic of how art is. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy surrealism. I enjoy minimalism. I enjoy very abstract art when it comes to music, painting, design, videos. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really like the minimalist look. That's why I really enjoy Dave Free and Kendrick Lamar's music videos, because while they're very deep and detailed and have all these little Easter eggs, they're always very minimalist in some sort of way, right? You know, either someone's, you know, Kendrick is just standing there rapping, and it's black and white, or, you know, it's just a room, or, you know what I'm saying? So there's always some form of minimalism. You look at the website, it's very minimalist. It's just literally Attain Now. You know, that you got their shop. You got the Melodic Blue on here. Move Africa. Let's see what it says when I go to Move Africa. All right, so I go on here, Move Africa. Global Citizen and PgLang announced Move Africa, a long-term vision to pioneer the world-class music touring circuit across the African continent. The first ever event, Move Africa, Rwanda, to be held on December 6th, 2023 in Kigali, headlined by Kendrick Lamar. So I believe this is when he went and performed out there, and he did that huge show out there, which is dope. And you got to go watch that if you haven't seen it. But that's funny. I was in New York around that time, probably a little like couple weeks before that. But you know, they have a lot of stuff on here now since like they first opened up. But it's like, welcome to PgLang. You got Baby Keem's videos on here. You got some announcements. You got the Melodic Blue album announcement. You got the Mr. Morale announcement, the Heart Part 5, I Am All of Us. And you got to really think, like, all of these things, all these albums and pieces of content that are coming out, these are all very, like, intentional. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Heart Part 5, I Am All of Us, that's the video where he goes from Nipsey, the deep fake version of Nipsey and Kobe and OJ. He had a message with that, and I think that message was continued with Reincarnated, but we can get into that with a different video. He has the Louis Vuitton at the Louvre, Paris, France. If you know about the Louvre, man, that's dope. And I remember him, I think he was like performing Count Me Out. That's honestly one of my favorite Kendrick songs as well, is Count Me Out. Invest in Yourself, though. So that's the ad with him and what's bro's name? Bro's from LA though. I'm gonna have to look him up. But yeah, he's with the YouTuber from LA as well, and they did the commercial that was all over at the pop-up where they're talking about Dice and they're communicating, you know what I'm saying, somebody from the hood's vocabulary and how they're saying something, and he says it to Kendrick. Kendrick takes that and then he translates it into a more receptive way to this white dude, and he's basically giving them advice on how to save your money and not to blow it all on high risks. It's better to stack your money a little bit here and there, a little bit here and there. And it's such a simple concept, but it's something that's very important to say, because if you don't say it, you don't realize how many people don't understand that. And it's not a bad thing if you don't understand it. It's a bad thing if somebody gives you the answers and you still choose to go do something else. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's dope. Kendrick being able to say very simple yet very powerful and effective messages through things like commercials. And that's going to be what I'm leading up to, is I think that Kendrick is going into something way bigger than music, and this whole beef and this whole era is just a stepping stool for that. Kendrick Lamar, let's see. Then you had the Big Steppers Tour. The Big Steppers Tour was one of the biggest tours of all time, and it was streamed on Amazon just like the Pop Out. I love that movie. If you haven't gone and seen that, go and watch that. That is an event itself. You know, he has Baby Keem come out, and he's playing piano. He has the puppet. It's like, it's literally its own interpretation of what the album means. It literally, if you listen to the album, you watch all the videos, and then you go and watch that show will give you a different interpretation of what that album means. Like, for real, his art, and especially at his shows, and I've been to 2 of them, trying to go to the 3rd one, but I've been to 2 of his shows, performances, the stages, the props, the everything, the dancing, it all means something. Everything is something. You got the Count Me Out video. That video is dope. PgLang for New York Times Magazine. Kendrick Lamar wins 3 Grammys for Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. All right. And then let's get to the pop out. Not Like Us. Music video directed by Dave Free and Kendrick Lamar. Then we got the Super Bowl New Orleans, February 2025. GNX, and the last post on this website is Squabble Up. So you kind of can see leading up to this moment, before this whole thing popped off, Kendrick is really trying to program language, program a new language. What do we do? What is television programming? This brings me back to Ab Soul's theory. This is why I'm bringing up Ab Soul. I'm not sitting here saying nothing for something. You know what I'm saying? Everything is something. So Ab Soul, he explains back in the day, you know what I'm saying? What is television programming? What is TV? Literally, television programming. So they're telling you, they're literally programming you what to see, what to believe. Okay? So for programming language, maybe that's where y'all can help me out here. What does the language have to do? Language is, well, something that allows us all to communicate, a universal communication. So we want to program communication. And literally, that is the moral of Mr. Morale and GNX. If you really break it down, like, he talks about communication in the Heart Part 6. He talks about communication about his trauma and his feelings in Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Communication with his wife. You know what I'm saying? Communication with himself. And he talks about this a lot, especially in that interview but with Bizarre, how he talks with God like he's right there with him. You know, and he encourages people to do that. He's encouraging people to talk to God. Hey, shout out to Kendrick for that, man. He's encouraging people to talk to God, bro. He's literally telling you on a grand scale, y'all should talk to God like he's your homie and just talk to him. You know what I'm saying? Like he's there. You know, you could pray if you want to get on your hands and knees, pray and all that, but talk to him. Because if you might sound, he's like, bro, I might sound schizophrenic and I might look like I'm crazy or whatever, but like for real, it's allowing me to communicate. So we're programming the communication. Let's get on to how he's finessing and how he's about to manipulate the rap game now. Now that we got, his history leading up to this moment, connections to Ab Soul, what High Power is, how it connects to Thug Life, how his connection to Thug Life is. Tupac talked at the end of To Pimp a Butterfly about how the ground will open up and swallow the rich. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be, and we're seeing that now in society. The ground is opening up and swallowing the rich. The people like Kendrick Lamar who came up, people like Drake who came up, and bro had it already there for him. He had Lil Wayne when he saw it. He had Degrassi. He had, and Kendrick came up in the projects in Compton, and he had nothing. He had his people, and he had a team of people that's like, look, we're not in the music industry, but we could try. We could try our best. And they did it how they did it. You know what I'm saying? The ground, the people that the rich, and I'm not even talking about Drake at this point, but the ground, the people, the rich people, the ground, the people that have been oppressing every industry are falling. If you really think about it, if you look at the movie industry, and I know there's still people out there, but for some reason, all of them aren't doing too well. There's something going on with them. If it's the movie industry, if it's the television industry, if it's the music industry, if it's the pharmaceutical industry, if it's the insurance industry, if it's the healthcare industry, if it's politics, bro. Like literally everybody's getting exposed right now. And not only are they getting exposed, people are getting killed. People are getting, you know what I'm saying? Like it's bad out here. It's bad out here in these streets. You know what I'm saying? And it's literally like a movie. And we're watching it all play out. Like, you know what I'm saying? CEOs getting assassinated. President's almost getting assassinated. We at war. Drake touching on. And Kendrick whooping feet and bro, you know what I'm saying? Like Dirk is in jail, Thug is home. Like this shit is crazy. This shit is crazy. Shit is all ass backwards. So, how do we change the music industry? Well, number one, we got to put the poster child for all that fuck shit. And we got to whoop his ass and make him an example. That's the first thing. The first motherfucker that thinks, matter of fact, we go and pick the biggest guy out of the whole group. The biggest, the most powerful, the richest rapper out of all y'all. The one that fucking shits on everybody and hates on everybody and fucks everybody's girl and, you know what I'm saying, uses his money to buy all y'all shit and then shit on y'all in his music videos and fucking fuck your bitch and then go and then try to buy your masters and then go and diss your homies and your mama and your kids and go put lies out there and just use your influence for evil. We're going to go to that motherfucker and we going to make sure he knows that he's a bitch. And we going to make sure all y'all know he's a bitch. And I'm going to be the one to bitch him out. That's how I feel it happened. Boom. So now we got this motherfucker. Now I'm not even going to lie to you. Until I see it, nobody wants smoke. Nobody wants that smoke with Kendrick. Nobody wants that smoke. So, I mean, what are we going to do here? Right? Boom. Now you have that influence. Now you putting motherfuckers out. All right, now y'all should be embarrassed. Now y'all should be watching. Y'all need to start watching the ages of the girls y'all hang out on these yachts with. All right, boom. All right, cool. Now y'all need to stop pushing this bullshit rap music, and we need to get to what's actually hot, what's popular. I think it's industry. I think it's interesting how, and y'all definitely go check this video out, but ASAP Ferg put out a snippet of him and Kendrick Lamar in New York, you know, when they were doing the pull-ups and shit. But he's inside of a shop and he's talking about his goal throughout his entire career is to be the biggest underground artist, but keep, you know, biggest artist in the world, but to keep it as underground as possible. Stay underground, stay underground. That's what Mr. Morale was about. That's what Good Kid, Mad City is about. That's what Damon is about. That's what To Pimp a Butterfly is about. That's what GNX is all about. If you look back at his career, these artists are the greatest underground artists of all time. To be honest, because these people weren't put in a position to have it all. They were actually put in a position to fail with signing to a label like Aftermath. You know what I'm saying? Of course he had that Dr. Dre co-sign. But did we really get a moment of Kendrick and Dr. Dre? We got Recipe, we got Compton. But are those the songs that we look back and are like, oh, wow, these are the best moments of Kendrick's discography? Absolutely not. Those best moments are with his producer, Soundwave. Those moments are with Terrence Martin. Those moments are with Kendrick and SZA. Those moments are with Kendrick and Ab-Soul, the people that he came up with. And all these people that want to branch off and, you know, feed off of his energy and his influence, that's what they're trying to get. They're trying to get a piece of that underground artist. And I think that with everything that's happened, someone getting their ass whooped, we ain't going to say his name, but somebody getting their ass whooped in front of everybody, to show y'all, hey, it's actually cool to have some morals out here, but also don't get it fucked up because you can still get your ass beat, right? You can still have morals, though. You can still love God. You can still praise God, but you can't get your ass beat. Now, how do we stay, now that he got his ass beat, how do we as artists continue to grow the underground? And then it's like, it's kind of contradictory because you know, they say grow the underground, and the underground's no longer underground. It's popular, and then you got to go find a new underground. Man, just keep underground in music, bro. That's how you get eras like the 2010s, where you have a Tyler, the Creator, A$AP Rocky, Black Hippie, Joey Badass, Pro Era, Flatbush Zombies, bro. Like, that's just how you get those eras. That's how you get mixtapes like Live Love A$AP and Long Live A$AP. And At Long Last A$AP and fucking Flower Boy and Yonkers and bro, that's how you get albums like Section 80 and Habits and Contradictions and Control System. Bro, I love what's happening. Kendrick Lamar is going to change the industry to be pro-independent. He's an independent artist who has a licensing deal with Universal Music Group. Sorry, I'm a little fried. Like I said, I was off the ZA, and it's been 30 minutes. But he was with Universal. He has a licensing deal with Universal Music Group, which basically means, look, I own my music, but if somebody wants to use my music on a Super Bowl ad, a commercial, a movie, or whatever, y'all go find that, and y'all keep that 30%, and I'll keep the rest of it. So that inclines UMG to go put him on the Super Bowl, to go put him in the movie, to go hit up this guy to stream his shit, to go hit up this guy to, hey, play this on the radio, do this, do that, do that. We're UMG. We're going to put all the money behind because we want the return. And who's the biggest artist doing it right now? Kendrick Lamar. So why wouldn't y'all put your resources behind putting that music by PgLang everywhere? I get 30% of a fucking $1 billion pie in the next 10 years. That means I get $300 million. And you want me to, okay, so I get a licensing deal with this company that's whooping feet called PgLang, but I gotta keep putting money into this fucking diva rapper named Drake. I gotta put another $500 million to this motherfucker for him to keep shitting on all of our other artists, for him to keep trying to buy all of my other artists. No. I'm gonna go get the $300 million. It's $200 million less than what I would have to pay Drake to go and fuck my shit up. Because he wants to play with people like this guy, this fucking psychopath, the one that does push-ups and talks to God like a schizophrenic. Shout out to you, Kendrick. I know it's all coming from a good place, but for real though, for real. Okay? Y'all, let me know what you guys think about everything I said. Do the dots connect? Do they not? Am I dumb? Or am I smart? Or am I just like somewhere in the middle? You know what I'm saying? And I was off the ZA. I don't know. But again, I appreciate you guys for watching. If you've made it this far, I love you with all of my heart. Make sure you guys like. Make sure you comment. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you guys enter that vinyl giveaway. I'm going to be giving away a free vinyl, mystery vinyl. All you got to do is subscribe, comment what your favorite album was from this year of 2024 in the comments. Take a screenshot and send that screenshot to my Instagram, and you will be locked in for an opportunity to win. I love y'all. My name is Ghost, and this is Ghost Archives, and I'm out.